What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. How y'all doing? Hopefully, you guys are enjoying your Sunday. So nice outside. Gotta stretch it out. Y'all, welcome to Scientology Sunday, where we talk about what's going on in Scientology, the dumbest cult in the U.S. They believe in aliens. So, we're gonna touch in on this. We got a couple videos to go over. Shout out to all of you all. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Oh man, it is an absolute blessing to see you guys up in here hanging out with me. You could be doing anything else, but you choose to hang out with me, and that just makes me so happy. Shout out to you. Francisca, shout out to the mods. Francisca said, hit that like button as you come in, and she mean it. She said, I mean what I say, and I ain't saying it again. Thank you so much. What's going on, Mackenzie, Saint, Mindy, Phyllis? How you doing? Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all, we're going to get into this. I think AA Ron did some new videos. I have reached out to Aaron. I left a comment asking, for an interview, of course, to be able to speak with him and his experiences and whatever he can discuss about a court proceeding, legal proceeding. If you all don't know, we'll pull up a video in a minute. Aaron has a YouTube channel called Growing Up in Scientology. And there was a kerfluffle that occurred. And he ended up throwing, I think it was some, hold on a second, some cornstarch or something like that got on somebody. Man, these Scientologists act like the biggest punks. And they called the police. He got arrested. And then they had the worst judge ever. She locked this man up because somebody got accidentally hit with some cornstarch. You can't, boy, when I say they some punk asses. Oh no, he got to call 911, get the brigade. We got hit with cornstarch and cornmeal. No. I was like, what the heck? Oh man. And the judge tried to have him refrain from talking about, his YouTube channel, protests. I mean, it was all kinds of things that the judge wanted excluded out. And you could tell the judge obviously was heavily influenced by these Scientologists, who's a damn cult. Why are we letting cults take over? What are we doing? So now Clearwater, Florida is saying, we fighting back because y'all get on our nerves and we don't know what a Thetan is. You're not going to take over our city like this. You got to get the hell on. These cults, you think they would do best leaving the country and going somewhere else, and they can have their own communes in another country. Why are you trying to take over a U.S. city? And they think people will not fight back. This country was built upon revolution and the idea of protest. And these idiots think they can sit here and come down with their Xenu Thetans and aliens talking about we're taking over. And they want to buy every government system out. No, that's enough of that. They don't even want to pay taxes, though, meanwhile. So we're going to get into this. And I applaud Clearwater for finally fighting back. And I mean, fighting back the right way. Fight back by going to your town hall meetings, making sure you're voting and putting people in place that look out for your best interests. So when they're passing local ordinances and legislation and resolutions, that is in the best interest of the people and not this Satan alien loving cult that does not have to be in the United States of America. They can take their punk asses somewhere else. They don't pay taxes, so they literally add nothing of value to the United States of America. Absolutely nothing. They don't even want money circulating in our economy. So they got to go. So I'm with the people of Clearwater, Florida. Get rid of their asses. They're useless anyway. Can't make this up. So we're going to play a couple video clips, and we got A.A. Ron as well, giving his thoughts on this. Hit the 4 where you can see in here. Let's get to it.
Council meeting today. They were there to talk about the revitalization of downtown Clearwater, and things did get heated at times over whether or not the city should sell a specific street to the church. As Fox 13's Kaylee Tracy now reports, another group says it wants to buy the street, but there were more questions, though, about their motives.
We are in a horrible marriage that needs counseling.
Hey, Jim.
We would all agree with that.
That's how Clearwater City Councilor Mike Menino describes the city's relationship with the Church of Scientology and its latest fracture, the possible sale of South Garden Avenue between Court and Franklin Streets. The church wants to build an auditorium and a park right next to that and have the city close the street.
With 4,000 people going in and out of the hall and the park, in the 21st century, you just are not going to have a public road right in between those two.
I think it's important to thank you for being here.
Council members say they've been begging the church to come to City Hall for years. The church says almost 10 of its buildings at least have permits for renovations in downtown, featured in a video they showed council Monday.
I just don't understand the significance that's being put on the videos simply because I think of them as a visual aid, supplemental tool. It also can be, in a way, misrepresentation to be attached to this agenda item.
My eagerness to initiate an active downtown may have clouded my judgment regarding trust in Scientology's plan.
Why would you trust anything? They don't want to pay taxes. What the hell are we doing? You got lawmakers sitting here saying, yeah, no, we trust that they're going to do something about it. What the hell are they going to do that's going to actually benefit all of Clearwater or even this county or district they're in when they don't even want to pay taxes? What you mean? They're trying to isolate the rest of the citizens, the residents, out of their area. So they're buying properties up, padding people's pockets. They don't want to pay taxes. And then when they put some up or claim they're doing something, it's not to the benefit of all of Clearwater. It's just for them. They're a cult. They don't give a damn about Clearwater residents. They only care about themselves because that's how cults operate. Cults only care about themselves. It's that simple. Stop giving them the benefit of the doubt when they asses don't want to pay taxes and add to our economy. They're already useless. So what would be the benefit of them buying up all this property, putting up whatever? And then when the property taxes are due, they're trying to find ways to not pay it. What the hell you mean? No, let someone else buy it that will pay property taxes and add to the economy of your city, of your area. Scientology will not be doing that. They don't want to pay a penny in taxes from the federal to state to local levels. They're trying to avoid paying taxes all around. Why do you think they would rather pay people off and find a way to avoid paying the taxes than to just pay some damn taxes and help boost the economy in the local area? They don't give a shit. So no one should think about them or find them trustworthy. Y'all still don't want to pay taxes? Well, we don't care if you get this building. Kick rocks. Can't make this up. This is crazy. You cannot be this naive and gullible. Yeah. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, Jim? How you doing? Susie Q, what's happening? I see you up in here. Lone Defiant said, Democrats support Trump. Why don't you? I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. If Democrats support Trump, great. If Republicans support Trump, great. I mean, it's that simple. But people choose to support who they want to support. We don't force that up in here. I allow people to have their own mindset and free will. We do not infringe upon free will. Plus, no one's paying my bills, so I really owe no one loyalty. Can't make this up. I don't know many Democrats that support Trump like that, but if they are, great. It's up to them. It is their choice. And that we thank God for that. We thank God that for the opportunity to have choices. Does that make sense? Child, He come out and ask the dumbest questions. It is a cult. Absolutely. Scientology is a whole cult. Hey, Beth, how you doing? I encourage everyone to watch it. They have a documentary. Email me the link. We'll check it out for next week, Scientology Sunday. Y'all, we do this every Sunday. It's the last 2-3 Sundays. I haven't been able to do it. But typically, we do this every Sunday. I have a playlist because people need to understand this dangerous cult. I mean, the cult leader was having his father stalked until he, passed away. You can't make this up. I'm like, who does stuff like that? Let people alone. And that's what cults do. They infringe upon free will. The ability to live in peace and exist in peace and not be told what to do because somebody wants you to do it, as opposed to it just being the right thing to do or what's best for you and your family. They don't even let people out the cult. You got to move heaven and earth just to get out of this damn cult. You can't make this up.
However, I find it difficult to trust them to execute this plan when they won't even share the complete plan openly.
The church and its partners, including a leasing agent there Monday, say they're curating the perfect mix of businesses to occupy the spaces.
This isn't smoke and mirrors.
The grassroots group Reconnect Clearwater recently submitted a counterproposal for the street.
Others have voiced concern that denying this sale might mean losing any chance at progress. This kind of pressure is not the mark of a healthy partnership.
Its plan is for a park honoring African American history in Clearwater and everyone who built the city. But their plan also faces scrutiny.
It would seem to me, especially after talking to Pastor Childs, that the African American community is being used as a means to an end. And it boils my blood to think that that might be appropriate or happening.
A couple of council members say other residents reached out questioning the group's motives.
This Barbara Story Love's testimony on March 17th, right here in front of the dais, that inspired the idea. I did not come up with this African American cause. She spoke it.
Overall, council members say they have to decide Thursday on steps to fix a broken marriage. The mayor, it seems, has already made up his mind.
The trust is a problem. I think they've grown their footprint enough in downtown Clearwater.
Listen, how hard is that? How hard is that to say, Lord, we thank you? They've done enough, and they're not paying taxes. It's a cult. What is a Thetan? Who is Zunu? Xenu? Whatever. And the boy, girl, warrior princess. Whatever. Who is that? And when is Candace Owens going to sign up for it? I have a myriad of questions here. You can't make this up. The man finally gets sick of this crap. That money is not worth it, Mayor. You got to remember they're trying to take over. I would see that as some sort of hostility in that. I can't. How dare these people who come and they are a cult and believe in these volcanic aliens talking about they're going to take over our city. We're taking it back. It's that simple. Oh, man. Standing ovation.
Tracy, Fox 13 News.
Now, that grassroots group says they're offering $1.5 million, which is about $125,000 more than the church is offering. City Council will vote on whether or not to sell that street to the church on Thursday at their meeting.
It's not a church. It's a cult. Sell it to the residents. Sell it to the residents. Sell it to the people that's trying to do anything else. Don't sell it to a cult. Stop giving cult business. Like, what are we doing? Don't let cults thrive and grow here. Jim Jones knew to leave. See, back then we weren't scared to tell a cult, like, you're not welcome here. We don't embrace the idea of a cult. He didn't have a choice but to go to South America. And it's unfortunate because he took so many kids with him. So many disadvantaged groups, from the elderly to people who were people of color that had low wages, no education, or access to such. And he fooled these people into believing, I'm about to take you to the promised land, basically. And then created People's Town, and it was hell for them. It was like living on another plantation. These people were staying in shacks. It just makes no sense, man.
Both Mayor and City Council member Albritton said that they are voting against it.
Ooh, I love this statement. This is one of Aaron's videos, Why Aaron Fights, epilogue. I prefer to be true to myself, even at the hazard of incurring the ridicule of others, rather than to be false and to incur my own abhorrence. Yeah, that's why the Lady Luck Club will be very direct, straightforward, and honest. It is who I am. That's it. I don't let people change the way I laugh, the way I speak, the way I approach information. You know, the strict guidelines now I have to have in place on who I let on my platform. I don't let people just change me and contort me like that. Like, you know, I rather you all embrace the person I am, being myself. And my grandmother taught me this. It's wisdom. You want people to like you for you, as opposed to you putting on a visage, and then they realize that a visage is something they hate, and they could have loved the true person on the inside either way. Spend all those years trying to fake it, you know, till you make it and all this other stuff. Just be yourself. And I choose to be me. Down to when it comes to me being, you know, non-political. I believe in values. I believe in, let me see the fruit of your labor. What is your platform? Express how you're going to help the people you're trying to serve. We don't even demand that anymore. We just get excited at someone just throwing out a bunch of hoopla statements and get the crowd jumping. Back then, if you wanted to be president, you had to go out and actually debate. You had to get people convinced to believe that you're going to change their life and to improve their way of life. Now, people don't even ask, what is your platform? What policies are you trying to put in place? And is it realistic and reasonable? People don't even ask that anymore. And we get disappointed when the person get into the position. Any president. They said they was going to do this. Did you ask them how? Make that demand of every candidate. I don't care if it's for president, senator, your mayor, your governor, on every level. You can tell if they're being honest or truthful or not.
What you have just seen is a sampling of the over 300 hours of video testimonials available on the YouTube channel Growing Up in Science.
Ain't like the fish. I guess we'll have to do the documentary. Scientology is a cult. And they have Sea Org and Clearwater, and then they have, is it LA? And where's Cheryl? She's kind of like our residential expert on Scientology. But we're gonna have to do like a documentary video. Email that to me. We'll put it in the lineup for next Sunday, Jim. So that way people can see. They believe in Thetans. From Xenu, this, they don't believe in God. They don't believe in Christianity, any of that. They just believe this higher power called Xenu dropped down into some volcano. A bunch of Thetans came out, and now people have Thetans inside of them. And the only way to get rid of them is to have an audit process where you got to pay for it. They don't pay people. You live on a commune on their base. They get paid slave wages. It's crazy. And then they put kids to work. They treat children like adults. Like, they see kids as adults in small bodies. So you can imagine all these registered SOs joining Scientology and how they see kids it's like a picking playground for them. Because if you don't look at a 9-year-old little girl like a little girl, you see her as an adult. Imagine what that is to a registered SO. Okay, here's some crazy stuff. It's a whole dumb coat. We're trying to kick it out of our country. John Mappin, the dude that's Candice's little simp, he's a Scientologist. Candice, when you gonna join the stupid cult?
Scientology. Since beginning his YouTube channel over 10 years ago, in June 2015, Aaron has interviewed over 100 survivors that have stepped forward to share their stories, the vast majority of which were raised as child Scientologists, just like Aaron and his twin brother.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
This video presentation is dedicated to the memory of Colin Smith Levin and the many others whose lives were cut short and never got the opportunity to share their own stories of growing up in Scientology.
Wow.
Compared to other people, I was one of the very lucky ones to, number one, to come out of Scientology, come out of the Sea Org alive.
Can somebody tell me what happened with his brother? Can someone say what happened with his brother? He said he came out alive. What happened with his brother? He got... Okay, this is an epilogue.
Well, down, but not out. People in Clearwater upset over the city granting a street.
Man, that was... Oh, the music was beautiful. What happened with his brother? Anyone know what happened with Aaron's brother? His brother died. He looked young. He looked so young. Oh, that's so sad. People don't make it out of Scientology, if y'all can believe that. They're like wannabe gangsters. They would take people out for trying to leave. The cult leader's wife is still, like, she hasn't been out in public in over 20 years. You can't make this stuff up. They're dangerous. And they've hacked into our government here in the U.S. They pay off judges and police officers, city officials, but they don't want to pay taxes.
To the Church of Scientology are sharing more about plans to fight the decision about this project here. The decision puts the church one step closer to building L. Ron Hubbard Hall. But people fighting the decision tell 10 Tampa Bay News reporter Chris Hurst they think they have the numbers on their side.
Thousands of Scientologists cheered last night when City Council, by a vote of 3-2, approved giving South Garden Avenue to the church so it can build L. Ron Hubbard Hall.
We need young patriots to knock on doors.
Brooks Gibbs is the leader of Save the Garden, a citizen committee that tried but failed earlier this year to let voters decide.
Our city council has passed an ordinance to vacate South Garden Avenue. According to our charter, if we don't like that ordinance, we have 90 days to do a referendum.
Now he says they'll try a different route, using a part of city code that says if 10% of registered city voters sign a petition in 90 days, it would also trigger a voter referendum at the next.
Y'all better get that voter referendum up and going in Clearwater. What y'all doing? Y'all gonna let Scientology take over for real? It should not be hard for 10% of real Americans to go out in Clearwater and to sign up for that voter referendum to undo that ordinance so that Scientology does not continue to buy up all this property and do nothing with it. They have so many buildings that have cracks and holes and are abandoned. It is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like this is crazy. Hubbard was a Freemason Satan worshiper. Child, they believe in worse. They believe in aliens. God. They do not believe in Christianity with Scientology. They don't believe in any God. They don't believe in heaven or hell. I mean, they think that a Thetan, an alien from a volcano, comes inside of you. And the only way to get rid of it is to audit. To audit someone to get rid of that Thetan. Isn't that the concept of a demonic spirit? I mean, they don't believe in heaven or hell or any God, any religion. But they call themselves a church. It's a cult. It's a cult. This is so crazy. The people of Clearwater are going to have to get up. This is where knowing the law and using the power to vote brings on the change you need. Get them out of your city. If not, they're going to take over it bit by bit. And it's going to cost the taxpayers more because they don't want to pay taxes. So who do you think is going to have to compensate for the property taxes that Scientology is not paying for the building and property that they do own? It just causes everyone else to have to pay more taxes to compensate for what they're not doing because they're not paying their share at all. You got to get rid of these people. Tell them to go move to another country. Get out of the United States of America. Go to John Mappin's house.
Next election.
We can't rely on our volunteers, which are mostly elderly, to be out there in the heat. So it's going to cost about $100,000 to put people on the streets.
While Gibbs posted a survey on the idea to save the garden's website.
There's people out here that are willing to fight. And if you guys are willing to join this cause, join it.
Tony Tello is working on a lawsuit to let a judge decide who owns the land under the street, the public or Scientology.
Right now, the city's saying that Scientology owns the street. I'm saying that the street belongs to the people.
A grassroots effort that's trying to grow. In Clearwater, Chris Hurst, 10 Tampa Bay News.
The Church of Scientology hasn't said when it may submit building.
I say Scientology doesn't own shit if they're not paying taxes for it. Can't make this up. Now they bought it and that's it. They don't do any upkeep. They don't pay taxes. None of that. And yet, where's the plot of vacation? Because, you know, you got to go to court when you want to buy property from the city. Like the alleyway, the sidewalks, the side streets, stuff like that comes with a plot of vacation. That's still a court appearance where you have to apply for that and go to court. Man, man, let's see Americans fight back against this stupid cult so we can get them out of our country.
Permits for L. Ron Hubbard Hall, but has 6 years to build it before they have to give that street back to the city.
Balake, where is Balake at?
My name is Blake.
Do you want to go to war, Balake? I'm for real. Hey, Ron.
Oh, Aaron.
Welcome back, everybody, for more SPTV, where every day is a great day not to be in a cult. Guys, the citizens of Clearwater, Florida are fighting back against Scientology's takeover. Last week.
Y'all, this is Aaron. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel. This is Growing Up in Scientology. Let me drop the video link in the chat. I did send him a message asking for, was it in this video? I'm gonna put one in this video now, asking for a interview. I would love to speak with him and have him in the LLC. There we go. So hopefully you'll see it, and we'll go from there. And let me drop that in the chat because I wanna interview him. I would love to have him on and be able to ask him about his experiences and if he's willing to share about what happened with his brother. Talk about the dangers of this cult. You know, all their stalking and mysterious disappearances when people want to leave out, how they come up missing. And then, you know, just to be able to give you guys a first person perspective and why they should not be allowed to take reign in the United States of America. They need to go. But let's get to this. Shout out to Aaron, Growing Up Scientology. Make sure you guys go check out his channel and check out all of his great content that he has. And I'm just happy to see them fighting back. All right, hit the phone when you can see in here.
The Clearwater City Council, specifically 3 of the 5 members of Clearwater City Council, voted to relinquish a street, a public street in downtown Clearwater, one of the main arteries into downtown Clearwater, relinquish the street and give it to Scientology. So Scientology can close it down. Well, so Scientology can own it. It's theirs. And their intention, what they've stated they're going to do is to close it down for their own personal, private use and basically turn what is a major street in downtown Clearwater, Florida, into a little valley drop-off location for Scientology's tiny little leader, David Miscavige, for his 5 events a year that he puts on. The Clearwater citizens said, oh, hell no. And there's actually something that can be done about it to veto, the Clearwater City Council's decision. And I am so excited to tell everybody about it because I'm going to be doing everything in my power to help Brooks Gibbs and his wife Jill and their Save the Garden organization do everything needed to get this done in the next 90 days. It was actually 90 days from whenever the vote was. So 90 days on Thursday, whatever it was. This is going to be a Herculean task, but it can be done. It is completely within our power. And if we get it done right, it is essentially foolproof. Okay. David Miscavige is going to lose. Scientology is going to lose. This requires a massive effort on the citizens of Clearwater, but also people all over the United States can help this effort. Let me try to get right to the point here and not bury the lead. Okay. What we're looking at right here is, I'm actually going to do a different view. How did I do that other view? I guess we'll stick with this one. What we're looking at here is a page on the Save the Garden website that I have linked in the video description down below. I'm going to link it as a pinned comment on this video when this live stream is over. Okay. This is called, scroll up, the voter veto. Reverse the city council's decision to give Garden Avenue to Scientology. Okay. Despite nearly 9,000 petition signers, all citizens, registered Clearwater voters, citizens of Clearwater, despite 9,000 petition signers. Keep in mind, guys, there's only 120,000 people in Clearwater, Florida. Despite nearly 9,000 petition signers, the city council advances Garden Avenue vacation. The council voted 3-2 to give Garden Avenue to Scientology. The traitors to the people of Clearwater are David Albritton, Michael Menino, and Ryan Cotton. Love to know what they're getting from Scientology and Scientologists in return.
Money. I can tell you right now, AA Ron. Money. They get money. So, you know, the money that Scientology keeps from not paying taxes and helping stimulate the economy in Clearwater, they're just giving it to these people. They believe in buying power. Not having a real game plan to do anything with it. But if you had someone else bidding for that street or the building or whatever, and they're willing to pay more money, if they were all about money and they know that there's nothing they profit from it, then wouldn't you sell it to the highest bidder? Because, I mean, that would seem about right. But see, they sold it to the lowest bidder, but they knew that on the back end, they would get some money personally out of that. The Scientology would pad their pockets. And that's, I mean, because that's the only explanation. I mean, more than likely, if you care about your city, you sell to the highest bidder. And then you sell to the highest bidder that you know is going to do what they said they're going to do with the property. No, they didn't do that. They sold it to Xenu and Thetans and aliens and blah, blah, blah.
Turn for their support of David Miscavige's agenda. The voter veto survey. Okay, so I just want to say right now, all I am asking, if you are watching this video right now and you live in Clearwater, Florida, I am asking you to fill out this survey. Okay, I've got a link to it in the video description. I'm going to link it in the comments down below. For right now, today, this is all that is being asked. You'll understand why as we move forward here. Okay, voter veto survey. This survey is active and will be closed on July 4th. Okay, the Clearwater City Council voted to vacate Garden Avenue and transfer it to the Church of Scientology. According to the Clearwater Charter, citizens have the power to challenge recently passed ordinances through a referendum. This is called a voter veto because it gives the people the final say. Guys, I just have to say, in the history of Clearwater, Florida, this has never been done. To the best of my knowledge, this has never been done. It's never been necessary. No one's ever had the initiative to try to make it happen. And so my hat's off to Brooks and Jill and their whole organization because they are doing it. And I'm going to throw my full weight and support behind it as much as I can. We're going to get this done, okay? A committee of 5 Clearwater residents has initiated the process. If successful, voters, not politicians, will decide whether Garden Avenue should be transferred. The challenge is substantial. The committee will have just 90 days to collect approximately 7,000 valid signatures from registered Clearwater voters. To succeed, we expect to hire professional canvassers and build a citywide signature gathering effort at an estimated cost of $100,000. At this time, the voter veto referendum committee is not soliciting donations. However, we at Save the Garden are simply measuring public interest to determine whether enough support exists for the committee to launch a full-scale voter veto campaign.
Boy, y'all better get down there and support that voter veto. If you are in Clearwater, Florida, you better think twice before you let Scientology take over your city. When they don't want to pay taxes, they literally add nothing to your city at all. And then when they buy the properties, they don't want regular residents walking through it. So they completely isolate everyone else. It hinders tourism. It hinders other opportunities for businesses to thrive and flourish. They're like roadkill. Don't let them take over your city. Everyone with channels that live in Clearwater, all radio stations, they should be out here supporting this voter veto campaign. Don't let a dumb coat take over your city.
Any amount entered below is for planning purposes only and does not constitute a donation, a pledge, or a financial commitment. Please let us know whether you would support a voter veto campaign, and if so, at what level. This is for research only. It is neither a pledge nor a donation. Okay, so actually, I take it back. For anyone watching this video anywhere in the United States, I would like you to fill out this survey. Okay, because even though you have to be a registered Clearwater voter to sign the petition, the 7,000 signatures that are needed, you can be anywhere in the United States to financially support this initiative so that they can hire professional canvassers, professionals at collecting signatures on petitions to make sure it is done the right way. And that is where the SP Nation can really come into play. Guys, do you guys remember when I ran for city council a few years ago with the support of the SP Nation, the SPTV Nation? We raised $70,000 from every single state in the United States to support my campaign for Clearwater City Council. And we came damn close to winning. Okay. So, and God forbid all the fundraisers we've done for legal fees and attorneys and this is and that's is and the SPTV Foundation and everything. Okay. So the SPTV Nation does show that it can and will come out and support when it understands the importance of the cause. In addition to continuing to bring all of you the updates of this initiative, I am going to be personally going door to door. Jen is going to be personally going door to door with me. We're going to be encouraging people to come door to door with us. Don't get me wrong. Even though Brooks is talking about hiring professionals, that is just to make sure there's a certain level of urgency to this. all of the volunteers who helped the Save the Garden initiative collect 9,000 signatures, I'm sure are also going to continue to be helping. But guys, realize, I mean, it took, and I don't want to overstate it, it might have taken 10 months to gather all of the signatures that the Save the Garden group got. We've got 90 days to collect 7,000 signatures. Oh, and even though they got 9,000 signatures, remember, guys, the city threw out half of those.
What?
Okay. So when you're collecting 7,000 signatures, you got to collect a lot more than 7,000 signatures.
Why they threw
Because when
out?
those get audited, they'll be thrown out for all sorts of reasons.
Oh,
The signature doesn't look quite similar to the signature that's on the voter registration card, so we're just going to throw it away. And when your signature gets thrown away, you don't get informed that your signature has been thrown away so that you can fill out maybe a more legible version of the card. This is how the city screws petitioners they don't like. They get a little more aggressive in throwing out petitions. Okay, so I want to explain.
This is why it's important to vote in city officials that meet your needs and not a cult. You don't need punk asses serving a cult called Scientology. Scientology can kick rocks. It's a cult. Vote in officials that are going to stand up to them. The less people they're able to buy out and bribe, the less power that they have. Because if you take away all the power that they have coming in from the politicians, from the judges in the courts, the police officers, take all that away, what you left with? Weak ass cult that believe in aliens. Now they just become the laughing stock, and then they'll get the hell on because they realize they can't do anything else. Don't let a cult take over your city. Clearwater, Florida is a beautiful city. You guys have a beautiful beach down there. I mean, come on.
Explain something, because this is very, very, very exciting. This is very exciting. In addition to filling out the survey, which is the call to action today, I just want to explain to you what the canvassers are going to be doing when they start going door to door. Okay. They're going to be every registered Clearwater voter that they get, that the canvassers speak with, they're going to be having two conversations. The canvassers are going to be having two conversations with that voter. There's going to be two signatures being asked, two different papers. One's going to be red, one's going to be green. The red paper is the voter veto petition. And that is literally as simple as,
exactly right.
When the voter veto petition, the petition places the ordinance, the exact ordinance that the Clearwater City Council passed, which is vacating South Garden Avenue for the Church of Scientology. In other words, the Church of Scientology is in the language of places. The Church of Scientology is named in the ordinance that the registered Clearwater voters are going to be seeing. And they're basically signing a petition that says, we want a veto to this exact ordinance on the ballot at the next election. If this all gets done fast enough, hopefully it's going to be on the August election. We've got elections coming up here in Clearwater. There's sort of a primary in August, then there's a general in November. If this all goes fast enough, it could be on the August one. The reason you want it on the August one is because most, if you just do a special election where you're calling a special election just for one issue, almost no voters turn out. And if no voters turn out, advantage Scientology, because Scientology has a 100% turnout. Okay, all Scientologists who are registered Clearwater voters, when there's something,
they force them. Y'all gotta understand. You join this cult, they pretty much control you and tell you what to do. That includes go vote. They will shut down a building and force everyone to go and vote. You have to come back with proof that you voted. It's a cult. It's a cult. Cults should not have the right to thrive like this in our country anywhere. It's a cult.
On the ballot with respect to Scientology, 100% of registered Scientologist voters turn out. So Scientology would rather this thing get on the ballot on a special election instead of an already scheduled primary or general election, okay? So if enough signatures are gathered for the red paper, when people show up to vote, there will be an item on their little ballot sheet that specifically says, Would you like to veto this ordinance? And it's specifically going to say, vacate South Garden Avenue for Church of Scientology. There will be no confusion in the mind of the voters, okay? I promise you, if this item gets on the ballot and it gets on there quickly enough that it can be on one of the already scheduled elections, not just some one-off special election, Scientology will lose. It will be the biggest humiliation David Miscavige will have ever suffered in Clearwater, Florida to date. It will be beautiful. Guys, on Thursday after the city...
How does the governor feel about this? I need to get gauge, like, is it Ron DeSantis? Who's down there? How do they feel about this? They have to be like, oh man, this is so embarrassing for this stupid coat to be buying up all this stuff. Same state where people come to enjoy theme parks. You can't make this up. Yeah, they worry about a coat trying to thrive in the state of Florida. The governor need to he need to do whatever he need to do on the state level to get rid of this damn coat. They are trying to take over city by city by city, Lord.
Council did its vote. David Miscavige himself hosted a celebration in downtown Clearwater at the Fort Harrison Hotel that their takeover of Clearwater, Florida had finally, the way had been cleared for the final chapter of Scientology's takeover of Clearwater, Florida. Could you imagine this going to the ballot and him getting brutally smacked down at a referendum by the voters, by the citizens of Clearwater, Florida? It would be amazing. Okay, so that's the voter veto. The second conversation that's going to be had, the second petition being signed, is called the Charter Change Petition. So for the last year, what the Save the Garden organization has been collecting signatures for is to introduce an ordinance that the city cannot vacate streets and give them to private parties without the Clearwater citizens having a chance to approve this at the ballot box. That was just an ordinance, okay? We're now going to take it to a whole nother level, okay? Because ordinances come and go. Ordinances can easily be changed. Instead of introducing an ordinance, what they are now going to do is introduce this as a change to the city's charter. Now, the charter is basically the constitution of the city. It is the bedrock upon which all ordinances are created or deemed valid, okay? And so what's going to happen is, instead of having the ordinance be, instead of requesting a change to the charter that is identical to what the ordinance was that they were trying to get proposed, they've modified it to be more surgical and more precise. They're proposing to introduce a change to the city charter to very clearly delineate the geographical boundaries within which the city will not be able to vacate streets and give it to private parties without it being put to a vote at the ballot box by all Clearwater registered voters. And for anyone interested, it would be permanently amend the Clearwater City Charter to require a public vote before any vacation of public right-of-way in the downtown core, south of Drew Street, north of Court Street, east of Fort Harrison Avenue, and west of Myrtle. Such a change to the city charter would make it so that never again can 3 corrupt, traitorous city council members hand a street over to David Miscavige and Scientology in return for God only knows what.
Money. Money. In exchange for money. Yeah, I'm saying it, AA Ron. I got you back. Don't worry. In exchange for money. Because you know they got paid a lot of money. Scientology has a lot of money flowing through it. But you know why? Because they have all these celebrities that are wealthy as hell giving them money and they don't pay taxes. They don't pay their employees. They literally have very low overhead. So it leaves a lot of money available for them to use for bribery. I'm surprised they don't have bank accounts named bribery. This is our money pool we use to just bribe people all day. And these officials are looking at the bride. They're looking at what they're personally benefiting out of it. Never mind, at some point one day they'll be investigated for it. But you put people in place that enable Scientology to do this. In order for you to acquire public right of way, most times that would trigger some sort of application where you got to go to court. And then the city is supposed to take you to court, and then you have that documented that you're taking city property, or you're being given access to it, or you're becoming the rightful owner of it, or even part owner of city property. That way you can have a legal challenge as well. But you taking that away from the citizens by revoking their ability to vote for that. And they've been paying taxes on this street. Think about this. All the city property is what your tax dollars are going towards, right? You say, okay, we're going to go ahead and sell this one street to this private organization that's a nonprofit. They don't want to pay taxes or anything. Then guess what? All that money coming out of tax dollars for that street to be kept up, to be repaired and everything else, it's gone to waste. Because they're selling the street to the private owner as is. So they collected tax dollars on that for what? They did nothing with it. They just sold it to a private cult. And now that cult doesn't even have to pay taxes on that bad boy for that right of way. Boy, this is something else. Man, this got to be high-level thievery.
God only knows what David Albritton, Ryan Cotton, and Michael Nino are receiving some point down the line from God only knows who in return for their support of David Miscavige's agenda. But never again will any corrupt Clearwater City Council members be able to turn property over to the Church of Scientology without it being put to a vote. So guys, this is amazing. This is real action. This is real action. This is very attainable. It puts the power and the control back into the citizens. We can get this done, okay? We can collect the signatures. We can sign our signatures. We can donate money so that professional signature collectors can be hired. And what I love about it is that it's so finite. It's such a finite period of time that we can get this done in, okay? I think it's really easy to rally troops to get something done when there's a finite amount of time to get it done. And it's 90 days, guys. The truth is right now it's less than 90 days. But I repeat, for right now, all I would like anyone watching this video to do on YouTube or Facebook is please go to the petition. I've linked it in the description. I'm going to link it in the comment. I'm going to link it in the Facebook post. Please fill out the survey on the Save the Garden website, and we're going to get this ball rolling. As soon as the organization, the committee is actually up and running and ready to officially receive donations, I will, of course, let you guys know. I'll probably be promoting it damn near every day. And then I'll be out there helping to collect signatures. We'll record the fun that we're having if we can, as long as that's allowed. And guys, we are going to kick the shit out of David Miscavige and Scientology. We are going to make it impossible for them to continue their takeover of downtown Clearwater. We have the power. David Miscavige is going to lose. I'm fucking fired up, you guys.
Yeah,
I am fired up. We're going to get this done. Okay, let's look at some starred comments and we'll wrap this up.
Oh, he getting his comments in. Shout out to AA Ron. Cheryl, how you doing? I was waiting on you, girl. Let me drop this link in the chat so y'all can go help beat out these cult members. Cults should not be thriving in the United States of America. We don't do cults. Get out. So y'all go help out AA Ron with this veto. If you can donate, do what you got to do. If you live in Clearwater, go out and vote. Make sure you participate in this voter referendum campaign. Take your city back. This cult has been there long enough, and we're all sick of them. Stupid cult. They believe in aliens. Get out of here. Cheryl is our, residential expert in Scientology. And Cheryl, we got in like 3 or 4 good videos. We're bringing this to a close. Next week, we're going to watch the documentary I got the email link from Jim. Thank you so much, The Disturbing Cults of Scientology. So we'll check this out next week. So for those who don't know what this stupid cult is, you'll learn. And how dangerous it is. They don't like free speech either. You know, like most cults. If you speak out against them, then they trying to track you down and dox you and commit cyber crimes and all this other mess. It's crazy. So they have no power or reign here. They got to go. We need to get rid of this cult. So I appreciate you all so much for tuning in. Scientology Sunday is like our little short segment where we're, you know, tuning into what's going on with the stupid cult and how we can get rid of it. Because we do talk a lot about cults and cult of personalities and cult mentalities here in the Lady Luck Club. Because nowadays in this digital age, with technology, with all the social media, it is so easy to get caught up in this cult of personality. And it takes away your free will and your ability to think for yourselves and to have your own mindset. For those that God has set free are truly free indeed. We're not captive to someone. And at the end of the day, like my grandmother always used to say, ask yourself, does this person pay my bills? If the answer is no, then they can kick rocks. All that wisdom, man. I miss my grandmother. But I appreciate all of you all. Thank y'all so much. We'll be back at it with our watch party at 4 o'clock. I might do a quick live before then on a couple of videos I was sent where Dennis Sperling was debunking Umar regarding the Carmelo Anthony case. So I might go live on that before we get to our watch party. Y'all, I'm excited because Ryan Morrow knows that our watch party is going to be at 4 and he might be tuning in. So that will be absolutely exciting. It's going to be a pleasure. Thank you so much to Nick Shirley. Can you send that link to Nick Shirley? Oh, who's Nick Shirley? You mean this link here? Is Nick Shirley in the chat? If you want me to email me, Cheryl, and I can email it to you. I don't know who Nick Shirley is. And I'm trying to get Aaron on in the LLC. Anyway, you might be able to reach out to him. I left a comment for him. I would love to interview him. Okay, email me and I can get that link over. I got it off of Aaron's Aaron. I don't know why I keep calling him that, but I got it off his video right here. So I did drop the video link. This is Clearwater Fights Back Against Scientology Takeover, and they have the link here. And I also left a comment under his thing here asking for him to let me know how to reach out to him to get an interview with him. I would love to interview him so he can share his story and all of that. So we'll be back at it with next week on Scientology Sunday to do the documentary. Thank y'all so much, y'all. I gotta run so we can get on to the next one. But you guys make sure you hit the like button and hype this video up on the way out. And until the next one, Lady Luck Club out.